Pretty sure. I think so. Perfect overlay. Okay, here we go. Hello, everybody. This is Purge, bringing you guys game 2 of this best of 3 between Kaipi and Navi. I'm joined by LD. LD, how do you think these following games are going to go?
Well, as we see the Wisp picked up, aggression from Navi, it seems like that's really... Their lineup in game 1 was really aggressive. I mean, not just the fact that the heroes are good tower divers, but also they didn't pick a lineup that really went that late, especially against a team that had a bounty hunter, that had a couple of heroes that scaled, but you know, they wait for the right moment, they get their items and levels up, they don't force it too early. Then they sort of put their foot, pedal to the metal, and they really start forcing the issue. This time they are on the Radiant, so they're not going to get the Aegis. They're not going to have that to just kind of brute force the way into the base. But with a Wisp's first pick, you're looking at a Chaos Knight, a Tiny, even Juggernaut. We've seen Scon's Elite, or I don't even know what their current name is. But we've seen other teams. Wisp, pretty versatile, but when you first pick it, it does give you a very weak support in the laning phase. So one of the ways to exploit that is an aggressive duel or tri-lane. And let's see if KP go for something like that.
Yeah, the only way it really works out as a support here is if it's a long lane solo and you end up picking up Spirits pretty early, and then you can do Spirit Harass, because level 1 Spirits, I believe, does 125 damage, which is pretty awesome. If you get it up to, if you're a level 3 hero, then it does 250. That only costs, I think, 150 mana, something like that. It's not too expensive, and that's when Wisp ends up turning out to be a decent support. But if you are against a tri-lane or a dual lane, they just stack the stuns on the Wisp. You've got low HP, you've got really low armor, and it cuts through you. But Navi's going to do Chaos Knight Wisp. That's going to be the combo, so we're going to see a lot of really nasty mid-game ganks, most likely.
Battle of the broken 6.75/6.76 heroes. Jakiro on one side, Bounty Hunter on the other. These two heroes have been winning a lot of games and providing some great entertainment. This is interesting because they not only picked the Wisp Chaos Knight, but they also picked the Bounty Hunter. So amazing ganking lineup, not much team fight, and they clearly don't want to force any direct confrontations unless Tide is unable to get level 6 quickly. I almost feel like you got to throw him in as a solo mid or maybe a suicide lane solo, but you really need to have an early Ravage against this lineup. If you don't, you could be looking at all your outer towers down at even the 15-60 minute mark. I saw that in the G1 League earlier this week. And
really?
Yeah, because if Ty doesn't have Ravage, he can't do anything against those heroes. You gush or you Anchor Smash, they can kite you all day, and he's not even that survivable. But once you have Ravage, if you dive a tower, he TPs in, he counter ganks, and just the threat of it is enough to kind of limit the aggression. So I would like to see him as a solo. Not sure if they'll do it, but it's looking that way. They already have a Jakiro and a Venomancer.
Now, one thing I'd like to talk about is Veno is not seeing a whole lot of play right now, but this is the new patch. So his Venomous Gale is nerfed, in my opinion. Level 1, it costs 125 mana instead of 90. The benefit is that it does a lot more damage at level 4, and the mana doesn't scale, so it encourages you actually putting skill points into it to max it out. So keep that in mind. This Venom may, if he has a rough early game, he's going to have some mana problems in the mid. So we may see less Venomous, or his ultis at least. That's where things are really going to cut in. And maybe a couple less wards. So that could be an issue. I was actually a little surprised to see Venom pick, to be honest, because of that reason. But they will have good counter push from it, at least. And push.
Well, he gives you an aggressive laning hero. Even though, like you said, Venomous Scale a little bit, what is it, the mana cost is higher, you were saying?
Yeah, it's 125 instead of 90. So it's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, it's true. But at the same time, if you hit your Venomous Scale and you're getting kills, you'll be able to afford Clarity Potions. You'll be able to afford a Magic Wand.
Or if you get Arcane Boots, you're fine. 100%. But
yeah,
if you get delayed, it's rough.
We could see some sort of a tri-lane with a Jakiro Venomancer. You can run Tide as one of your solos. There's a Prophet in the pool who's a great solo to have in combination with the tri-lane because he gets level 6 quickly. And then whenever you want to start getting kills, he TPs into the tower, sprouts someone. And when you get those kills, drop your Treants. It gives you that extra sort of cannon fodder to knock down the towers. I think we might see something like that out of KP. It's very dangerous not to play aggressively in the laning stage against a Wisp Chaos Knight because when you get to the mid game, it's so easy for them to find pickoffs. And if you look at KP, they're decent defensively. They're strong as a team, as a group. But if they're spreading out and farming, these heroes are not that survivable. They don't have blinks. They don't have any form to really disjoint spells. Tidehunter's a little bit tanky, but I would like to see them run an aggressive tri-lane. And Navi, not the strongest lineup defensively so far. Even Leshrac, a very strong offensive support, but not that great at punishing tower dives.
Yeah, they could lane this with Chaos Knight. They could do a Chaos Knight, Leshrac, Wisp tri-lane if they so wish. They can follow up the stun with Chaos Knight stun. Something like that is always going to be effective. They could even just use Reality Rift and follow that up with a Tether stun followed by a Lesh stun. And that's really mana efficient, actually. Doesn't cost a whole lot to do that combo. If they're up against a Tri-Lane, though, it's going to be a lot harder. Mostly because they're completely leveraging Chaos Knight to initially stun and then have Leshrac follow up on that. So I think a Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane, that's going to be a slightly weak Tri-Lane unless they can get a pull advantage from pulling creeps and getting EXP there. Otherwise, it's going to be tough.
It is. Now, because wards are cheaper in this version, you can just ward off a ton of camps. Queen of Pain, the pick.
That's true.
This could be one of their solo. I mean, obviously expected to be one of their solo heroes, and maybe a Tidehunter safe lane solo Queen of Pain mid, and then some sort of melee initiator and kind of frontline hero. Most of the good ones are banned out. You'll notice Na'Vi. They started with the Undying, one of the stronger heroes in this version. Then the second stage of bans, they ban out Panda and Juggernaut, who, if you imagine them in a tri-lane with Jakiro and Venomancer, who's running away from that? None of these heroes on Na'Vi can survive. So really smart bans by Na'Vi, and it begs the question, if you want a tri-lane, if you want to be aggressive, who's left in the pool? The junglers have been banned out by KP, and it's a Denby Puck is the final pick. I haven't seen him play this here in a while, but whenever I watch him play at the pubs, it's always a treat to sort of get to see that firsthand.
Yeah, he's a little bit stronger as a hero now because he does have +5 base damage, so he's better in his lane. So most likely solo Puck, solo Bounty Hunter, and then it is going to be the tri-lane, the Chaos Knight, Leshrac, Wisp. That's what we're predicting at least. Could be a pulling from one of those as well. They might just go safe lane, actually. That's probably what it will be since they have a Bounty Hunter. Just do safe lane. Lesh and the Wisp can go pull lanes. One will harass the long lane solo if there is one, and Lesh can go pull, or the other would pull the small camp. Most likely something like that. And one last pick from Kaipi. Let's see how they try to react to this. They don't have any carry potential at all here unless they end up doing some right-click Queen of Pain, which is unlikely. And they've got one more. Who do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be like a dedicated, really hard carry? It is.
Well,
that's
okay.
He carries okay.
So I guess it's a safe lane, tri-lane with the anti-mage, off-lane Tidehunter, and a Queen of Pain mid. So they're not going to go aggressive, which we'll see how this works. But Na'Vi have a lot of heroes that deal with anti-mage well in the early to mid game, and even later on, Bounty Hunter's track, good for chasing him. Chaos Knight probably the single best initiator to lock him down, and if Puck gets a Blink Dagger, Blink Silence, suddenly anti-mage it ain't blinking away from you. He's not escaping too easily. So I'm a little surprised KP went for this pick. I thought they'd go for something more aggressive, and as far as the lanes go, I was dead wrong. Fada's going solo mid, it looks like, as the anti-mage. Maybe he'll even run dual lanes. Pass heading the safe lane as the Tidehunter. Looks like he'll be the farmer there. Zar playing this Queen of Pain. I guess soloing the suicide lane and the supports are just going to go ward. I can't imagine they're running a tri-lane with
I think
Queen
it
of
is.
Pain.
I think it is going to be a tri-lane. She's not the worst tri-lane hero. If she can land a dagger, they're moderately slowed, and she has great damage with a right-click. But now anti-mage shifting down there, maybe it will be a shifter. But she does have a double mantle. So most Queen of Pains, if they do a solo lane, they'll almost always go triple Ironwood with a tango going into a bottle. So I think she is going to be in a tri-lane for this reason. Lots of burst or lots of bonus mana and good right-click power as well. So I'm guessing this will be a tri-lane. Fada just kind of scouting things out for the supports because they want to make sure they don't get caught here. And he does spot people, so he can always blink away if he gets caught. So that's why he's going to go scout those out.
Offensive tri-lane, maybe with the Queen of Pain, but I think even more likely could be with the anti-mage. Although, as I say that it seems like they're maybe debating what they want to do at this point, just kind of bouncing back and forth. If they want to go aggressive, whenever you go aggressive, you need wards. You need vision to see if they're pulling, to be able to either block the pulls or try and gank them or pressure them there. And they don't have any vision. Na'Vi did a decent job of kind of scouting things out, defending their jungle, and mostly KP just didn't try to get aggressive. Ward picked up by Jakiro. It is a Queen of Pain tri-lane from the looks of things. This is definitely a first for me, and we'll see how it works. It is a very powerful tri-lane, although it's weird to see Queen of Pain in one. She's gone for Blink Low, and because Jakiro and Venomancer, these two together, I mean, aside from Earthshaker, they're probably the two single strongest tri-lane heroes in the game right now.
Yeah, if you land a Gale, you're slowed for so long that if you're out of position, it's all over pretty much. Especially with this many ranged heroes. Jakiro doesn't have a max range, and neither does Venomancer, but Queen of Pain definitely does, sitting at 600 something. Yeah, actually 550, excuse me, so slightly below 600, but even still, against melee heroes, that's all going to be an advantage when somebody's epically slowed. Puppy might be able to land a stun. Nope, just going to throw hits on Babar. Babar forced back. We'll even see a tether from Wisp, but they will not be able to follow up on that one. So nothing happens.
This lane feels awkward on two fronts. You have Wisp, who's not a hero that really does much in a tri-lane until she gets levels, and then a Queen of Pain, who, sure, she's survivable, she's a great chaser, but it's not like she locks anyone down. She doesn't have amazing burst at the early levels, so we'll probably see a kill coming out first, but it's just really hard to call. It really comes down to the Jakiro the Venomancer and the Shrek hitting their abilities, ideally on multiple heroes.
They're actually chasing. There's the Reality Rift. Tether stun. 1 second stun on Pylai Die. This might keep him alive. Oh, great. Leshrac stun as well, and Pylai Die will die, but we will see the Ice Path. Couple hits on Black, but he's so fast from the Tether. It looks like he has boots already. This is insane. 325 base plus Tether, and he's running at 380 already at level 1. Babar gets super low as well. Even Heyman taking some right clicks. So right off the bat, they jump on the Jakiro.
As soon as they had the creep equilibrium in their favor, immediately Black jumps in with the Reality Rift, and it was only a 1 second stun, but it was enough. And
yeah,
you know, that's just Na'Vi understanding the creep dynamics, choosing their spot wisely. They jump in again to the Tether stun. Gale connecting on quite a few heroes, but nonetheless, they get the kill in the Queen of Pain. Heyman probably going to drop that 0 base armor. Really hard to escape. No, he lives. Puppey ushers them away, and Heyman has a salve. He's so trapped. He's so screwed. Sniped out by the Jakiro. Babar still giving chase. Queen of Pain blinks it over the top. Has gone for Scream of Pain. Great when you level it up, but not that strong at this stage. So it's Navi's getting a great start in this lane. Frankly, I thought they were maybe a tiny bit weaker, but if you choose your spots wisely, it's that Wisp CK. So much chain stun potential.
Yeah, it is really effective. One nice thing about the Queen of Pain for a farmer on a long lane, tri-lane like this, is even if their lane is slightly stronger than you, you can sit at max range and last hit. Whereas if it was a melee farmer, you would not be able to get anywhere near close to the creeps. Now they have obviously lost a couple deaths now in terms of the tri-lane, but it still does give her last any possibilities. So despite them losing EXP in this lane, they won't get obscenely far behind on farm. So that's one benefit there.
It's still a very even game. Score is 2-1 for Na'Vi, but Tidehunter's getting a ton of farm, 17-2, and he's up against Bounty Hunters. You kind of expect the Tidehunter, any melee hero, just anchor smash spam, so annoying to lane against. But Tide having a good start, this can really turn that tri-lane around as they try to dive on Zard. Not going to be able to. Once he hits 6, if Na'Vi try to dive and he TPs in, that's probably a triple kill if he hits a decent Ravage. So the one lane we haven't looked at as well is Fata on the anti-mage versus Dendi mid. On his puck, and Fatsa's going to be rushing Tranquil Boots, it appears. Looks like they're on the way now. No, just a Healing Salve and the Ring of Protection. But once he has these up, with a Poor Man Shield and some regen pull by the team, even with Puck's improved base damage, it's really hard to actually harass a hero like Anti-Mage, who's already got good base armor, and now a lot of regen to work with as well.
And he will continue last hitting here. Can actually harass him decently. We'll see if he gets a special boots, maybe something like a phase to try to harass Anti-Mage more. But at the moment, he's actually doing plenty of damage. He's actually holding Anti-Mage back from range, which is surprising. While lane there's going for a gank. Might look for the Rift. Actually, it's going to get interacted, or sorry, blocked a little bit by Vision. He actually does great stun from... Exactly where Zar's going. Here comes the blink any second. Barely gets it off. Oh, man. Stays too long though. 1 second stun. The Gale might be able to keep him alive. He's looking for a double Gale. Grabs a triple Gale on the entire enemy team. Puppey's getting low. Jakiro might die. Actually stayed still a little bit too long there. And Babar might go for a double. We'll see. No, Black's going to play it safe, and he will back off.
Constant kill trades for both sides. It's just incredible aggression. And Na'Vi just... I feel like a lot of these engagements could be going really poorly for them, but just an outrageous Split Earth there. And Split Earth so difficult to land, not even having vision. Just perfect prediction from Puppey. Really beautiful play. And here comes the dive again. Zar able to blink away in the nick of time. Tide, level 6 now, has Arcane Boots. Gonna see him grab a TP scroll immediately. And the next time that Na'Vi dive this could be real trouble. Similarly, Light of Heaven's about to hit 6. So let's see which offlane hero can make the biggest impact in this tri-lane.
Yeah, we'll see. Nice Clarity Potion using by Wisp. He's using Tether on top of the Chaos Knight, so if he's ever out of mana, he can put extra mana on Black as well. Black takes a dagger, another Tether, which will help him heal back up. He's got a magic stick as well that can burst up his heal potential, and will they dive is the question. Creep Wave goes in, they're actually going to back off, spying some items on Black. It's going to be Boots this time, so in case he wasn't fast enough before, he's now all the way up there. Fada actually, didn't he just go back to base? He just came back from base. And now he's already low. Had to pop a salve again.
He needs these damn Tranquil Boots. Honestly, I think the team just needs to buy him a salve or two so he can actually farm them up because, you know, every salve he buys is just delaying the Tranquil Boots. And he's been sitting at 250 gold for so long. Bottom lane, they jump onto Jakiro. Jakiro looks to be absolutely screwed. Queen of Pain comes in for the backstab. Big mistake. Might go down to this Black. Reality Rift cooling down. Here comes the counter gank. Here comes that TP from the Tidehunter. Has the Ravage. Is he going to pop it? Hits all three. Beautiful Ravage. Actually, I think he just missed Puppey, but it doesn't seem to matter. Puppey's blocked in. What a war trap by Badbar. And that is the counter gank. That is the power of this off lane, or safe lane Tidehunter in this case. get aggressive against the Tide who's 6, and he's going to make you pay. Love that reaction from Poss, and honestly, if that was an intentional bait, it was a really clever one, because they wiped the tri-lane for Na'Vi, and that's good stuff. Venomancer hits 5, Tidehunter up to level 8.
And Tidehunter's actually got insane amounts of farm now. 1 kill and 1 assist. Arcane Boots plus a Stout Shield Magic Stick, 800 gold. We'll see if he just gets a really fast Blink Dagger. It wouldn't be terrible, especially against a combo like Chaos Knight Wisp. If they ever do go ganking on other lanes, he will be a lot more mobile. He can TP and then blink in to get his Ravage off and maybe try to assist his allies a little bit more. Something like that would turn out good. Denny actually putting a slow mid. We see a Gush on Denny. He's going to go invisible, though. 1 Anchor Smash actually puts him really low. There's the Tether, actually. Denny's still invis. He's going to put the ulti down, catches 2. Tether's broken on the anti-mage. PAS is pretty high in HP. Just has to dodge the stun from Leshen. There, it's going to run out. Will he dodge it? Stun's going to land on PAS. He gets low, throws the Anchor Smash. They are really low now. Their damage is complete non-existent. Puppy gets ulti, but doesn't do enough damage. They still get the double kill. PAS not dead yet. Gale on Denny, and this is going to be a triple for Kaipi on the mid lane. Great plays out of them.
I can't believe they tried to post up into the Tidehunter of all heroes.
Yeah.
Look at Wisp. She's still sitting out. Well, now she's got 3 armor because it looks like she just completed Triangle Boots. Might have even had them for that fight. Max Anchor Smash, again, hitting heroes like Leshrac and Wisp. Look at their HP pools, 568, 587. That's probably half their health with a single Anchor Smash. And aggressive, I don't mind dropping the Dream Coil and Wisp zipping in, but as soon as you did it, as soon as you saw you weren't immediately going to get a kill, you gotta back off. Yeah,
it's pretty tough there. But that's what happens. You get so baited into it. You're like, okay, we used our ulti. We're going to make this happen. But Anti-Mage was the one they wanted to go for. Maybe he was trying to silence him as well after he popped the ulti, but he just blinked out, and that was the main target. From there, they had to choose the Tide, and they just couldn't make the kill. A little overly aggressive there. Actually looking for kill top, too.
And also, they're going for a lot of ganks without Bounty Hunter. I'd like to see if they want to be aggressive, get Light of Heaven involved. And, well, it looks like they're finally going to do that.
Yeah, going to try to harass PS a bit. Light of Heaven sitting by the creep wave. We have the Wisp and the Leshrac. Great combo as well. Bounty Hunter, Wisp works out fantastic. In case you do want to do some diving there. But once again, he's got 1,000 HP. He does have Ravage up now, plus a Stout Shield and a Cloak, so he's very, very survivable against any ganks that might come in. They do spot out the Jakir, though. Pylite Eye, no boots, and this is the hot guy they want. Here's the stun, gonna land right on top of him. There's the Edict. 2 levels of Edict, 3 levels of stun, and Pylite Eye easily picked off. There's a Gush from PS. He wants to Ravage this, but he's a little worried. I think everybody's pretty spread out at this point, but Fada comes in, mana drain on Wisp, and Wisp is gonna get right-clicked down by the Tide.
Not able to get in range of that Ravage. If he was a little bit closer, just a little bit faster on the TP. I mean, he pretty much came right away. Zar blinks in, level 5 for him. Dream Coil catches 2. They cannot stand and fight this because in comes Poss with the Ravage. Oh, Na'Vi is just juking them all day. Zar dropping low. Dendi Manbo trying to bait that out, perhaps. Where is it? Anti-Mage with the Mana Void. And now Light of Heaven on the back foot. No mana to actually go inside a Windwalk. He should die to this. Oh, Na'Vi just being so aggressive. And unfortunately for them, KP have the heroes to punish it. That's going to be, what is that, 3 heroes dead. Double kill for KP. And, well, he wasn't having the best time mid. He was farming reasonably well. Only sitting on 33 CS at 9 minutes in, but this is a killing anti-mage. It's really the Tidehunter doing all the work, but KP is cleaning up. Or Fata, I mean, is cleaning up.
Yeah, this extra gold going to Fata, though, is going to be so important, especially because he did have a rough mid lane. Denyu was out laning him a little bit in last hits. If we look at the last hit score, Anti-Mage is now only 1 last hit above Puck, despite him getting a couple team fights. Puck's been team fighting for quite a while now, and he's just barely beating him out now. But luckily, he does have a lot of kills. If we look at the scoreboard, 4-0-1 on Anti-Mage. So those kills are going to make a big difference towards catching up his Battle Fury, and he might be able to hit the time. Maybe 14, 15-minute Battle Fury. We'll see.
Right, and it also might be a Blink Dagger on this Tide soon. Now, you could rush a Pipe, could even go for something like a Mechanism, since the supports aren't getting that much farm, but if he just rushes a Blink, there's no running away for Na'Vi, like we saw at that top lane. They all just die. It could really break this game open for KP.
And Pylite Eye still no boots, but luckily for him, boots only 450 gold. He'll be there in a second. Bot lane, Zara is still sitting on the Queen of Pain. Really, really cost-efficient item build. Trying to finish Treads. Black is farming with Treads, Bottle, and a Wand, so he's got plenty of mana. If Zara even comes close to the creep wave, he might be in trouble. Gank going on mid. Actually, Denny getting a lot of mana drain. There's a blink to the high ground. He's getting low, puts the ulti down. Fada gets another kill, 5th kill on the mid lane. Perseverance as well, so he'll get his mana back up to full in just a second.
Babar. Babar. Oh, man. Light of Heaven was waiting in the bushes, and, well, when he pounces, he really pounces. So quick kill coming out the other way, and a track kill on the 3 heroes. But now Paz is here, still has the Ravage up. Na'Vi probably want to back off, and it looks like It's Navi. They're probably going in, as I say. It looks like they're backing up. Fatsa is really getting farmed now, though. 11 minutes in, he's getting close to the Claymore, and it's only, what is it at this point? Like 1,500, 1,600 gold for the Battle Fury? He's real close.
Yeah, it's not going to be a lot of time until he picks it up. Downside is he doesn't have very safe farming places. Bot lane is easily contested by Chaos Knight. He does actually have to worry about that hero. Any hero with a lot of physical damage and hard stuns is always going to be scary. And they're going to have Tether stun on top of that. Only lasts him for 1.25 seconds at the moment, but it's definitely going to be something intimidating.
They do have relocate now, and I think that's what Navi's waiting for, just opportunities that'll...
Yeah, Puppey killed very easily top lane. That was a Gush anchor smash, like 3 right clicks from Anti-Mage. Very easy. Bottom
lane, they had a kill on the Queen of Pain, but they relocate mid instead, so they do get Venomancer. At least I think they had to kill. It was a 3 or 4 second stun by the Chaos Knight, and the Tether stun to follow. But hey, they get the Venomancer. A little bit all over the place. Now Wisp pops back towards bottom, and well, they didn't get a track kill off of that, unfortunately, but Navi's still just trying to pressure all around the map. You can see they're at their best when they're not fighting 5v5. That's where they're going to have issues, at least until Dendi gets his blink, and, well, he's about 1,500 gold away, so probably 3 or 4 minutes at least.
He opts for Treads this game, sitting at 0-3-2, kind of having a rough game. He did great once again, laning mid. Some Ice Path trying to harass him. Pilotai's got to be really careful here. If there's TP supports and Puck does get an ulti off, he knows that he is pretty dead, though. It is on cooldown, so he doesn't have to worry too bad. Puppey comes forward. 4 levels of Edict now. He's going to cast that and go straight onto the tower. Can they deny it? It's not going to happen. Stun lands on Pilotai. Huge stun from Puppey, and that's going to guarantee the kill there. Great foresight from him, expecting the Ice Path. He landed that right before he got disabled, and that scored him an easy kill. Stun on Fada, and it's going to be 2 seconds. He did not blink it because he's on cooldown. Follow-up Split Earth as well, but he is quite survivable at this point. Black being chased, but a haste rune on him, and that is going to be the disengage there. Navi backs up.
God, does he want that Blink Dagger. He's 400 gold away, and that was probably 2 or 3 kills there. Oh, so close. But Fada lives. Fada only 1,000 gold away from the Battle Fury. We're going to see one at, what, 15 minutes most likely if he doesn't die. And for an anti-mage who was solo mid and had to buy at least 3 or 4 salves, this is a lot of farm on him. And Puppey just the final point I'd like to make is Puppey just continues to impress with his Split Earths. Really no setup for them, and maybe Arsart needs to look out. Puppey may be taking over that role soon. Normally Arsart is the one just wowing us with his 0 setup Split Earths, but today it's Puppey. Navi showing their versatility in this game.
Yep, and Light of Heaven once again showing his favorability for how much he likes his Vlads. Picks up a fast Vlads again, even before Drum this time. And I don't know if there's another Drum in the game. I do not see one on the rest of Navi here, so he's going to go for the Vlads first. Gives him the armor as well as the bonus damage, armor, mana regen, all that good stuff. Especially against an anti-mage. If it gets drained, it's always nice to get it bursted up again.
It's almost just to counter Anchor Smash, I feel like. It's just doing so much damage to the supports. Sar gets caught out bottom lane, or rather Black does, as Sar turns the tables. Fada blinks in, and there's a Tide Ravage. He gets stunned by the tether. They juke away. Now the Dream Coat will hold them in place. Sar trying to survive. Sar trying to blink away. Doesn't want to be stunned. He'll go down. There is still a Ravage, but just not a good time to pop it. What an amazing, delicate dance by Navi, and now they even want to go into Babar. Oh boy, that looked like such a perfect Ravage, but then the tether stun and the immediate juke away from Navi to survive.
Yeah, they did a great job getting away from the Tide to interrupt his best timing there. And by the time he was ready to do it again, he was down to 30% HP, and they were able to burst him down. That was a deny from Venom Wards. Oh my god, on the tower. That was 2 Venom Wards, and he just denied that tower. That is insane. Great plays from Babar. Tons of gold denied because of that.
Hero
Super
Ward.
Sick plays.
Hero Ward. I actually looked away because you just don't.
You're like, oh, there's no way. There's no way.
It just doesn't even occur to you because you see that sort of thing so rarely. They do 38 damage, but it's dramatically reduced against towers. Puppey, as they do piercing damage. Blink it onto Puppey. Queen of Pain probably could have gone for that. Actually, sorry, didn't have the ult. Ult was on cooldown. Now top lane, Pylai dies. Probably going to die Light of Heaven with the solo kill. And now getting caught out. Do they have any detection for him? They do not. The other big thing about that fight is the Blink Dagger is delayed. He probably could have had it at the 12, 13 minute mark if he had just been farming, but spent a lot of time roaming around to help his team, and then that death there. He's got to get it up soon. They really needed to start winning these fights.
Yeah, it's going to be very important that they do. And as we saw in the last fight, there's a lot of silences, there's a lot of stuns. He needs to be able to just blink in and start it at the right time. Very, very important that he can do that. Light Heaven stealing the best creeps in the jungle, strolling away, going to decrease PS's farm time here. Still only 500 gold away from that Blink Dagger. Venomancer opts for Medallion this game, which will allow them to do some Roshani if needed. And other than that, all support items, Smoke, Sentry Ward, and Observer Ward on the heroes. He does stack up the Ancients, getting in preparation for Anti-Mage's Battle Fury, of course. He'll let him farm this up later.
I mean, like you said, this guy, he's read the support handbook through and through, and just, I'll have a little bit of everything, please, Mr. Shopkeeper. There you go. So, defensive positioning from both teams right now, just content to farm. The Blink Daggers are the big things, but Dendy is actually the first to get it. Dendy outfarms the Tide Runner, who's having a much better start. Now he's got his Blink, and he's about to bottle up a Haste Rune. Also hits level 11, so that Dream Coil gonna do a decent amount more damage, and the stun also lasts significantly longer, 0.75 seconds. This is Navi's time to strike, I think, and let's see if they're gonna do it. Also, the Anti-Mage Battlefield only now just being delivered. Very aggressive positioning for Puppey, but KP don't really have wards, so they don't know what's lurking behind him.
Yeah, then he pops his haste. He does spot some enemy heroes. He's got a Blink Dagger, so he can make things happen. There's an orb looking for solo damage on maybe a Venomancer perhaps, and he's going to bottle up to get his mana up to full. No engagements yet. A lot of the Dire team is sitting top, so they'll feel decent about an engage happening, of course. Tide almost has his Blink. He's about 70 gold away. Really needs to finish this, but the large camp has not spawned, so he's going to have to shift over to the medium or go on mid to finish up the farm. But on the downside is Puppey as well as Wisp are actually mid at the moment, so he can't do it.
You know, it's funny, we haven't really seen many Reality Rift gank combos at all. Or not Reality Rift, relocate ganks. I think we've seen one this entire game, and it was on a hero who's probably already dead. Black's gonna get a solo tower bottom, although in comes the counter gank. Do they have a glitch? They do. Black gets baited into it. Spirit Pain is gonna miss. They might have to blow Ravage to keep KP alive. There's your 4 seconds on. Pulled back in, got a Ravager. He's gonna drop. Not gonna Ravage. Lets him drop, and in fact, Black will they get away. The Gush is 3 seconds. I think a Gush and an Anchor Smash, they can probably bring him down. While this is all happening, the tier 2 drops mid. Oh, and 4 seconds stun. They even want to backstab him. Posh just holding onto this Ravage all night, all day. Black is going to get away, I think. There's another 4 second stun. This guy needs to buy a lottery ticket. Are you kidding me? Oh, the Queen of Pain dies, and still no Ravage. Purge, I think it's been 5 or 6 minutes since our last Ravage.
That's got to be so depressing playing that Tide. You know, he was thinking about ravaging. He's like, no, I can do this. I can do this. I'll Anchor Smash. It'll be all cool. Puppey wants to take the tower. He's going to get it, actually. Going after Fada. Who knows? Oh, my God. Electric fighting Anti-Mage. If he just gets his mana drain, it's all over. Puck ulti is going to completely whiff, though. So he is going to stay alive. Man, if he just would have ravaged it, could have saved the Queen of Pain for sure. Possibly also killed the Chaos. And instead, he just died. It was 2-man death. And that's just unfortunate decision making. But we've seen that already this game. That other time it happened in the bot jungle. I think he's making decent choices. He obviously, after the fact, should have ravaged that one, but he thought he could make it, and it was a bad call there.
He needs the Blink Dagger just so badly, and I think he just sold his TP. I think he sold something so that he can get it a little bit quicker. Engagement about to break out mid perhaps. Czar stuck inside the trees. Looks like he'll be okay. They're finally going to have the damn Blink and also a level 2 Ravage. And with the changes to the travel time, having that bigger AoE can make a difference. In comes Dendy on Czar. Will this be enough?
Ooh, tries the Blink path to get the tether stun, but it doesn't even matter. A couple right clicks. Pylai die in the high ground, throws his ulti as well. Dendy taking some magic damage. Veno as well is going to... Smash on 2. Wisp is down first. Dendy's coming up afterwards, but he is going to phase shift out. Using the orb as well, getting low, but not able to bottle through all this poison damage, and he's going to put himself down to about 150 HP, bottling up his last charge. There's the phase, giving him a second, blinks back into the jungle. Dandy gets the sounds off, picks off a bar, great place. He's not done yet, but the blink comes through, and I think Anti-Mage is going to finish things up, but even still, grabbed one extra kill than he should have gotten, that's for sure.
Dendy. Oh, man. Only Dendy gets that kill there. I mean, really, just so ballsy. Fata in a little bit of trouble. Light of Heaven can start this off with the track. If they get a nice stun, hope he's dead, but will blink away just in the nick of time. And the pinks come out from Na'Vi. They really want to find a pick off here. That was the Blink Ravage they've been looking for 8 minutes. They finally get it, though. And look at how much it does. Sure, Dendy gets that kill, but otherwise the fight went pretty well for them.
And here comes the Fada stun. Here, first stun lands. Great play by Puppey. Tracks Shroy can toss to interrupt the blink, and he gets him. Just enough damage. That's an unstoppable streak, excuse me. Most importantly, nighttime there, and they had a Radiant Ward, so they could see Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage could not see them, and the Split Earth initiates. Very rare to see Split Earth initiating, but totally worked out there, and gets him a kill on the enemy's hard carry. That was so crucial.
It's Puppey Dota, man. Light of Heaven is starting to set up more kills for Team Dendy, juking away from 3 heroes. Oh, this is a lot of time wasted. And they're losing to tier 2 for maybe a tier 1. And I say maybe because 3 heroes are caught by the Dream Coil. Here comes the relocate. Black gonna pop the Phantasm. He has an illusion rune. Oh no, I guess he already used it. Babar dropping low. 2-second stun on him. Black a little bit indecisive. He is gonna get, in the end, all 3 heroes drop.
Wow.
Multiple TPs coming in. Now the relocate back top. Or no, sorry, back to the mid lane. And Haas just sort of scratching his head, like, what do I do here? I don't have Ravage. Zar's really underfarmed and underleveled, and that's the other concern for KPs. They don't have a Queen of Pain who can really do a whole lot. It's the downside to running that tri-lane with her. If it doesn't work, she can't really jump in, Anti-Mage can't jump in. They gotta stall the game for a while, but against a Wisp, against a Blink, on the puck, Na'Vi just have a team full of heroes that can appear at any moment, and that makes it hard to farm.
There's the blink dodge of the Chaos Knight stun. And most importantly, the last kill on Anti-Mage, sorry. That was his first death. 6-0-2 is what he was at previously. He picked up his Yasha, so he would have had his Manta style a little faster, but now that he's died, he's really far behind, and he's going to have to try to make up here. Jakiro actually maxing out Liquid Fire this game. Interesting choice. Does reduce the attack speed of Chaos Knight and all his illusions a lot, which is kind of nice, but he is going to be lacking burst damage as a result. So
they really need a max ice path. You know, it's kind of understandable. They ran a tri-lane that's decent at pushing. Having Queen of Pain, having Venomancer and Jakiro, and if they got early kills, they could have turned it into towers, but the tier 1's still up bottom. The tier 1's still up mid. They haven't gotten those towers, and now we're coming to the point of the game where, boy, would he love to be able to, like, press a button, spend 100 gold, and change his skill build, because a max ice path would be doing a lot more for them here.
And they're going to still push the mid out a bit. Blink Dagger, almost a sheepstick for Puck. 1,500 away from that, of course. And remember his rough start. He was 0-3-2 to start off the game. Once he got the Blink Dagger, he was able to make the gold go far enough. PAS has his Blink as well, only 1,200. Mid's going to be pushed a bit. And Dendy's just going to sit high ground. He's looking to make plays, perhaps, or just poking in, thinking about doing stuff while the rest of his team farms.
He's almost got a Hex.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Look at the aggression.
We look at gold graph as well, something we haven't checked in a while here. 12k in climbing advantage for Na'Vi here. EXP is actually 10k in advantage of Na'Vi. So they're sitting really far ahead in terms of KP. But if it does go late and Anti-Mage is able to get a Manta style plus more items and get into the insanely tanky region, it's going to be slightly tough for Na'Vi to fight against it. Unless Chaos Knight's able to pick up some carry items, he's opting for the Drum of Endurance into a BKB, so it might be a little rough for him to actually match Anti-Mage later.
Yeah, but they've somehow got to find a way to stall this game out. I would say a good 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Once Na'Vi get the BKBs up, the BKB on the Chaos Knight, the Hex on the Puck, and they already have the BKB on the Bounty Hunter, I think they just go and win the game. I'm not sure KP can defend. It all comes down to a good Ravage, but BKBs you can just assassinate Tide.
There's the blink, and they're going right on Black. He gets down to half HP before he splits off. Queen of Pain ulti. Veno ulti as well. Catches a lot of heroes, actually, but Black gets one in reality. Fada's so low. The Ravage is going to stop him for a second, but he does still kill Dendy with an ulti on 4. What is happening in this game? Wisp is almost dying to creeps, but he survives. How did they win that? 2 heroes barely alive. Dendy, good game is called. That's it. That's a 2-0. Na'Vi takes it out versus KP. They're going to get first place in the GosuLeague. Oh my gosh. Such a quick fight.
That was brutal. Just Puppy had a BKB there. I didn't even notice it. I was looking at the Bounty Hunters, looking at the Chaos Knight. You don't really expect the tri-lane support roaming Leshrac to have a BKB, but that's track gold, that's tower gold, and it's just getting a bunch of kills. He ended the game 7-4-10, and there you have it. Your GosuLeague Division 1 champions. Na'Vi take it, and after that previous series, I expected a little bit more back and forth, but KP, just a couple of bad engagements, and Na'Vi really just outplaying them in the crucial team fights.
Yeah, it was a pretty sick fight at the end there. Tons of disables. They jumped on Black and put him pretty low, but he was able to stay alive. Once the Wisp showed up, everybody on Na'Vi showed up, and that was when the win came through. So 2-0 for Na'Vi versus Kaipi. A little anticlimactic, unfortunately, especially after the 1-1 that happened the other day, but they're going to be our Division 1 winners.
I feel like a balloon that just got popped.
Yeah, you're like, so pumped for the conclusion. One team fight. There was so much stuff happening in that fight, too. Oh my gosh, It was crazy.
I guess the highlight for me was that I think Puppy hit at least 3 heroes with his Split Earth, and that plus the BKB. They didn't have an answer for BKBs at that point in the game. It was only going to be a really farmed Anti-Mage who could deal with that, and had a Battle Fury, had a Yasha. Those are not fight now items. Those are farm for another 5 to 10 minutes items.
Yep. Maybe if he would have had a Manta style plus a Vitality booster, he would have been sitting better, but did not have any HP items, and he was able to get bursted down through that first alpha, so that's going to be it for the matches, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. My name's Purge. You can check out my website at purgegamers.com. Thanks to GosuGamers.net, of course, for hosting the tournament. Our sponsors are AverMedia Capture Cards, as well as Rocket. And LD, any shoutouts for you?
If you enjoy my casting, you can follow me at youtube.com/LDDota, Facebook and Twitter.com/LDDota. But mostly, Purge, just thanks for having me aboard.
No problem.
These were short games, but these were incredibly entertaining ones, and always great to cast with you.
Yep, same here. All right, thanks everybody for watching. That's gonna be it for today, and go buy the GosuLeague tickets on the match or in the Valve store, Steam store. That's what it's called. Go buy it. It's only $1. You can watch all the games. It's gonna cover you guys for the next upcoming seasons, which surely will continue. So make sure that you guys keep an eye on GosuGamers.net to get any news about when that is gonna start. So thanks to everybody for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.